For me, anywhere I go as a Black woman, being comfortable to be myself in any space is a privilege and is something that I don't take very lightly. And I really do feel like I can be myself with my team members. They're just like very genuine, caring people. We're always supporting each other, like checking in on each other, making sure we're doing okay when things do get stressful. I love Citi HR. Everyone is really willing to help you get where you need to go. To reflect Jane's messaging, we do work better together. I love how collaborative HR is. Whatever your role is, like there's always just this natural inclination to do things together. After George Floyd's murder hit the news, I, like many other people that look like me, was feeling just a lot of intense emotions. I had a manager that was caring and supportive, and she made sure to check in on me in a genuine way, which I really appreciated. And so what had kind of worried me, okay, what if other people may be the only diverse person on the team and there's no one else on the team that can empathize with that experience? Part of why we went with like an inclusion council was to make sure that everybody had that space, because I was lucky enough to have those people at Citi. Our first candid conversation was literally talking about inclusion, just point blank. Like, how do you make another person feel included? That was one of the first conversations where we saw like that vulnerability, people talking about their experiences, being diverse and joining like an all-white team, or just being first gen and coming to a company like Citi when no one in your family has ever had a job like this. As soon as one person opened up, like the floodgates opened, you could almost sense the shift in the room.
Representation matters. It's so easy for us to have stereotypical understandings of groups that are different from our own. When it comes to racism, it's something that we grew up living with. We never talked about it. We were always kind of told, keep your head down, don't, rock the boat, and just, work hard. When these incidents first happen, I don't know if this is all Asians, but it certainly was for me and a lot of my friends as well. We were almost shy to kind of talk about it because we're like, oh, we don't have it that bad. What actually inspired me was what I saw a lot of my Black colleagues doing, and I learned so much from them, including Ashley from my team, who took the initiative on starting the Thrive Network for HR. It really created those safe spaces for our Black colleagues to talk about their experiences, to bring in allies into that conversation. That's what inspired myself and Alice Huang and Karen Tsai to then come together to say, hey, why don't we start a conversation for Asian colleagues?
I'm in the business of authenticity. The old school advice about leaving your sexual orientation or some element of your identity at the door, that's no longer acceptable. So I tell everybody, bring your authentic selves to work. We're authentic professional selves here at Citi. And I think that that's really important. I think my identity adds to the work. As a Black woman, as a mother of 3 Black boys, there are things that concern me every day that certainly factor into my emotions, my leadership decisions, and even how I've dealt with situations most recently, as the topic of racial equity has been top of mind for many of us. I make sure that our managers and leaders understand what the experiences of our people of difference are going through, what impacts them, and that they're able to lead inclusively.
I come from a very small town in Mexico, very conservative. I went through a period of my life figuring out that I was gay, and there was nobody else to relate to. Going into the workplace, the story kind of repeated itself. Not being able to see or find other LGBTQ plus professionals or people in like higher positions than me just kind of gave me the message that didn't exist. One of the first things that I remember was the recruiter that hired me. This was back in 2018. She's like, oh, we have the Pride Parade coming up in June and we're going to be marching, so we'd love to have you join us, right? And for me, that was like an aha moment of, okay, this is a place where I want to be, right? And then I came across the Citi Pride Network for Mexico Collaborate site, the Citi Diversity site. And that's when I saw that they had a vision, like their principles, what the policies were, what their stand was as far as like discrimination in the workplace. And that to me was just very reassuring. I was like, okay, So if I were ever to face some type of discrimination for being myself, I know that the company will have my back.
Being a diverse employer of choice means that we're showing up as thought leaders in the diversity, equity, inclusion space, that we are equipping our managers to be inclusive leaders, that they're sharing credit for people's success, that they visibly support D&I at the firm, that they empower their team to make decisions, that they create an environment where diverse perspectives are not tolerated, but valued, and that people know that they can contribute without fear of retribution. Empathetic leadership is one of the most important qualities that any of our leaders can have here at Citi, and that's something that Jane has shown and has spoken about at length.
My manager, I said something along the lines of, yeah, me and my boyfriend. He was like, oh, okay. And then we just went on with the conversation, like nothing happened. Those are the type of little details that I think made me feel like I could be myself at work.
Our team includes experts with diverse, multidisciplinary backgrounds in feminist studies, community development, big data, public policy, public health, economics, and even design activism. And this diversity helps us explore complex problems in new and novel ways. Collectively, our team brings a wealth of knowledge and lived experiences, and we are using our expertise to embed racial equity in the digital product development lifecycle. How can we empower Citi product teams to center the needs, perspectives, and experiences of Black and Latinx communities in the design, development, and deployment of Citi products and services?
I'm such a huge subscriber of, the quote, be the change you want to see in the world. There's no one person in the world who can change everything, but really start to look at what is the sphere in front of you? What is kind of that ripple effect that you as one person can have?
We're trying to build in all of our leaders to be able to solicit feedback and engage so that, we're all getting better and we create an environment of trust. So you should use your voice. That's how, there's an environment where that leads to innovation, where you create a healthy discourse, you have better outcomes, better decisions that are made, and you're really creating and innovating at that point.
As it relates to, some of the social injustices that are out there, it's the time to become educated. And I do think education in the history of a lot of these things is critically important, and to take action. And I think if everyone kind of focuses on those things, somehow, some way, we'll be a better company, a better country, a better world.